Here we go. Daro,
Be great, what it do?
how you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I like that energy. Look at that. You sound
Man, it's a beautiful day outside. It was just, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here, man, energy on the thigh wall right now.
people don't say they're fantastic during quarantine. You don't hear that often.
I mean, I'm alive, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be fantastic, you know what I'm saying? So this little quarantine ain't nothing.
Awesome. I appreciate you tuning in. So for everybody knowing, this is Be Great, Good to Great. We highlighting people in all their career fields and walks of life. We got the one and only Cordaro here. So Cordaro, give them your age, where you from, and what you do.
My name is Cordaro McKee, for y'all that don't know, aka Cody Mac, for some of y'all that do know. Um, Uh, I am. Damn, you can give me telling my age on here. I'm, I'm in my late 20s. And I'm from the South Side of Chicago. And what I do is, I own. I would like to say the number one. I hate the word urban, but number one hip hop blog in Chicago. It's called What's the Word. I'm a digital coordinator for Crawford Broadcasting. So Crawford Broadcasting is your radio stations like Soul 106.3, Power 92, Rejoice 102.3. I also just started another company, but I could talk more about that later. But yeah.
Awesome. So how I know Cordaro is we went to SIU together. Shout out to everybody that's on here from Carbondale, SIU, go Salukis. So we were in college together, and then we just always chopped it up, talk about business all the time, and then also I was at AKA, he was a Kappa, so we were always together during like fraternity sorority events, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you from Carbondale, like when did What's the Word? When was that a vision for you? And then how did you bring that to light post college? Did that happen right when you graduated or during college?
So the background story, like what the vision for What's the Word actually started in my fraternity house with my fraternity brother Chill and Q. Because I don't know if you remember, Brittany, we had like the two houses, and like one house was in the front and we had the house in the back. And Chill and Q stayed in the back, so we was in the back indulging into some activities. I ain't gonna go too much on the live, but I just had the idea. I'm like, yo, man, because Chill used to always say this thing like, "What's the word?" Like that was his thing. Like he answered the phone all the time. He'd be like, "What's the word?" Or Delro, "What's the word?" That's how he used to say it. So I'm like, gee, you know what I mean? We started a little TV show or something on campus with us, and we could promote our stuff and stuff like that. And it was just an idea, but it never took, you know what I'm saying, got his feet, you know what I'm saying? It stayed there. And then I was at I actually posted a picture. I was at the BIB Minority Leadership Conference in Carbondale. And I was listening to different people speak and stuff like that. And that idea was that idea was the word, the TV show thing always been in my head. So it was like one of the conferences they were speaking. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this shit, I'm gonna make it happen. So I just ended up talking to like SBC, my homie Paris, Chris Oliver, and the birth of What's the Word just started in Carbondale, and it was just to let people know what was going on campus.
Mm-hmm. And so what does that entail? Like, do you just get a team together? You're like, all right, I'm going to create a blog, or like, I'm going to get like an iPhone camera and start that. Like if somebody wanted to start their own like news outlet or type of like something like that, where they're just like putting stuff and promoting news and different stuff on campus or even in the world, how do they do that?
How do you do it? There's many ways of doing it. When you start in the blog, the first thing I would say, you just got to find a purpose. If you find out what your purpose is, what you want to do, like what's your vision behind it, and then everything else will fall in line. You'll understand, because then you'll figure out what you need. Do you need a camera? Do you need an iPhone? Do you need a whole team? Do you just need yourself? You know what I mean? But you just got to figure out your purpose and your why. Like my big brother always tell me, like, your why. You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? If you're doing something just to do it, yeah. But once you figure out your why and why the purpose of you doing it, everything else gonna fall in line.
Got it. And so what did you go to school for, and how did that align to what you're doing now?
I went to school for marketing, actually. I started out to be a lawyer, but I didn't know how to go about it, because everybody know me, I like to debate, and I don't be going. You know what I'm saying? But I started out to be a lawyer, be an attorney. You know what I'm saying? mainly to try to help my people. I had some people that was incarcerated. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a lawyer, help them out and shit. But actually, my brother, a few of my fraternity brothers I looked up to, like Jeffrey Hall and Aaron Evans, and my ship actually Brandon Atkins, they all was in business marketing. So it was like, yo, I'm gonna just try this shit out because they doing that shit. And then I actually started liking business because they told me marketing was the science of business. And without marketing, no department, you know what I'm saying, finance, accounting, none of that shit can work if nobody can see your product. You know what I'm
Like, I'm in this field, or maybe like I think you should go along this route.
saying? I wouldn't say so. I always had good people around me. Anything I said I wanted to do, they believed me. They believed in me. But the route I just took it on, it was just an idea I had, and I just kept going. You know what I'm saying? Because at first it didn't make sense to nobody. No one could understood like none of the shit I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like if you go back, if you ask, cause we went to the same school. If you go back and ask any of my frat brothers and anything, the shit that I used to be talking about and should be doing, they probably thought I was nuts and crazy and was just just one an irritating little brother, cause
Uh-huh.
I really couldn't articulate what the fuck I was trying to do. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
But now it makes sense.
And so, how did you articulate your vision then into like monetary benefit, right? So when people normally are like, I want to start a business, and it's not like something that seems very like tangible, like I can make my money like by selling a product. They give up, right? They're like, man, I'm not gonna make anything from doing this. So like when you graduated to when you started, what's the word? Like, how did you figure out like I can make this a monetary business?
Um, well, shit, that didn't really actually happen until like the past few years. But I um, all right, so the success leaves clues, right? So that's like a big terminology. Like people say, successfully includes. So you don't always got to reinvent the wheel. So you got to start studying other people like yourself. So when I started studying other people that I wanted this brand and this company to be like, I started studying how do they make their money, how do they monetize what they got going on.
Mm-hmm.
So once I figured that out, then I understand like, yo, this is what I got to do for this brand to monetize this brand.
Mm-hmm. And so was that an easy process for you to try to get money? Was it tough for you? Like when you were looking at people or trying to like even ask people, right? If you start off doing something for free, like if you wanted to go like cover like a conference or an event or something, you're like, oh, I'll start off doing this for free. And now you're trying to charge. How was that like changed to start asking people for something that they necessarily don't think that like they're gonna expect from you?
Um, I think my business model just changed, Brittany. Like my business model as far as like filming and like covering stuff is like, nah, I'm not gonna charge people to do stuff like that, and nor am I gonna do stuff like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm in the business of entertaining, and a conference is not entertaining.
Right, right.
So my focus is not more so as what you're thinking about is more so of a production company. Like if you're a production company, you go film and edit stuff for people. We're more of an entertainment we're a culture and conversation type blog. So our job is to build the audience,
Mm-hmm.
so that's my job, is to just to build the audience. And I don't charge uh my audience anything, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't charge my audience anything. My job is to build an audience, so where people that want my audience, I would charge them for my audience.
Got it. So how did you get involved too? And I know you just talked about before that like you work for you say you're like a digital specialist. Is that like for like a radio station?
Yeah, broadcasting company, #1 hip hop radio station in the city of Chicago.
So what do you do for them? What's the
I basically operate, run, and kind of like design a whole digital. Uh, what's up, Corley? I operate and run a whole digital like look. You know what I mean? So I'm make up like what they look like digitally, how to interact with people digitally, different digital content, help them with coordinating interviews and making sure the interviews and stuff is entertaining, keeping my ear to the streets for buzzing music, hot new rappers, artists, and stuff like that. So it's like I'm all in that mix.
how did you find that gig?
Actually, when we talk about the fraternity and sorority thing, my fraternity brothers, Tone and Shag, before Tone left from Power 92 and went to GCI, I was in talks with him, and then the person that threw the actual oop was Shag Nice. So Shag Nice kind of introduced me, walked me through the door, and I did the rest.
Got it. And does that like transfer what you're learning from this business into like what's the word?
Um, you want me to be transparent with you, or you want me to
I
keep it
want you to be I
comfortable?
want you to be real with me, Dara.
All right, so I don't know who on here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Actually, when I started working into the industry in Chicago, I realized how far ahead of the game that What's the Word was before the Chicago market.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I actually I want to say I kind of hipped them up to speed of what's going on.
Got it. Got it. So then, if that's the case in your role, do you feel like you're there because like it's an easy role for you, or like what keeps you there?
What what keeps me there? It's a great place to work. I love like all my colleagues. The energy in the building is love. And at the end of the day, I have to learn. I have to progress. I can't. All right. So I'm gonna say this because I get a lot of up and coming bloggers, a lot of up and coming people that want to start their own thing. I always tell them this thing like before you want to start your own thing, you should always get experience in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So you can know how to operate in the industry, what it means to be in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like one of the things that held me back on What's the Word, because I understand the creativity part, but I didn't understand the business of the entertainment industry. So I started working for a broadcaster company 5 years ago.
Got it. Got it.
So, but yeah, so
And what made you like start wanting to go into this? Like, were you always like passionate about like just entertainment, like black culture, like rapping and like that industry? Like, how did you get into that? What made you so passionate to be like, you know what, this is what I want to do. Even if I don't make money, I still want to do it.
um, well, I always felt like because I've been about being the youngest of everybody in my family, like being the youngest, like the youngest, like well, not everybody in my family, but like how can I put this? Like I was the runt of a long stint of boys. Like for the longest, we just pushing out boys, and I was like the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do hierarchy and shit like that. So probably my voice is always gonna be the last one to be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was always like, yo, it got to be a way to give people a voice that don't feel like they got a voice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the people know me, like I always was quiet and I always stayed to myself and shit like that. So, but through blogging, writing, and content is the way I can express what goes on in my head. You know what I'm saying? Get my
Okay.
shit out right. So that was like that was always been my passion to do this type of shit. And I've always been a history buff. I love history. You know what I'm saying? My grandma was a Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just like a lot of shit around me, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in Chicago, like I'm attached to a lot of history, I'm attached to a lot of things. So I always had that revolutionary spirit. And by me loving rap and shit like that, um, it just all tied together. Like I feel like a platform for my city that I love, that if you think about it, Chicago doesn't have a voice in mainstream. Mainstream creates their voice for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They say this is what Chicago like. It's dangerous, this and that. There's really nobody on the mainstream really speaking up for Chicago. And I actually want to shout out to my boy at MTV, Domity, because I feel like he's gonna be that first guy that has that mainstream look
Who
that's
is
gonna
that?
speak. Domity Pongo. You know what I'm saying? He worked for MTV. I think he's gonna be that first guy that we have with a mainstream platform that's gonna actually give us Chicago the voice we need. You know what I'm saying? But building What's the Word and standing in this field was like, yo, I got to give my city a voice on the mainstream level. So that's always been our goal, is like to be shit like Chicago's voice, and all my homies across the nation. Like
Mm-hmm.
they like, I learned more things about y'all city by following that page more than what people did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't usually know. So my goal is to build this, so it can be that media outlet. So different creators won't be like, I got to start my own blog. Like I could just, you know what I'm saying, create and content through this platform that's got the audience that I already need. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what we doing with the Diamonds Doses podcast that we going live tonight with 4 at 8 p.m. Make sure y'all check that out.
Or not? That
Um,
what's the word, right?
at What's the Word TV. But Yeah, so that's what keeps me going, man. I just want to give my, I just want to get, I want to give my, I want my city to have a voice to the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And so, what would you do? What would you say to people? Like, do you have people who you mentor currently to help them do things that you want to do, or like give them that type of like business mindset for what they want to do?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Do you have mentees, people that you mentor?
I have a lot of mentees. Yes, I do.
Okay. So, what like type of advice do you give them if they either want to get in the same business that you're doing, or in general? It seems like you're very business minded, right, Daryl? Like, if you people probably hit you up that are probably in the entertainment industry, they could be rappers, they could be on the back end, producers, whatever. What type of advice do you give them, especially the young boys that are out here, to like keep pushing and doing what they're doing and pursuing their passion?
So as far as rapping,
Anything, like anybody that just comes to you and like, hey, I got this idea, I really want to do this, what I like. How do I progress and move forward, right? Like, what's usually the advice that you usually give people?
the first thing I ever tell them is, you know what I'm saying, they ask them why they doing it.
Okay.
If they can figure, they can tell me why they doing it and have a real good reason why they're doing it. And then like I say, once you figure out your why, everything else gonna be easy. You know what I mean?
But what if you don't have the people around you, right? The support system, or like the consistency, or people who are like pushing you to go. Like, what would you tell people that are like that?
Um, all that shit come from within. Excuse my language, because I'm trying to clean up my tongue. But
You got
all that stuff come from within. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, there's nobody around me that's in the beginning of what I was doing was telling me like, bro, keep going. Matter of fact, it was one person from the beginning. And that's my ship, D-Lo, Daryl Hurt. But everybody else around me was looking at me like just looking at me crazy. Like, the fuck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? So there's never gonna be people around you that's telling you like, yo, keep going and do that. You have to find that push from within. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Because you work in corporate America, we work in these jobs. It's like, if you don't feel like you want to work one day, your boss not gonna come to you and be like, man, you got to keep going. If you fucking up, they gonna fire you.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Oh
right.
yeah, and like my boy, shout out to Sincerely Richard, right? So Dooley just said that don't chase money, chase the dream. Like, I would tell them that shit too. Like, don't chase the money. Like, the money's gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta perfect what you're trying to do, because if someone if somebody offer you $1 million right now, and you go back to that conversation you just said, somebody was coming to me like, man, I'm trying to do this, but I'm having trouble how to do it, but you thinking about getting paid right now. If I come to you with $1 million and you don't even got your shit together, your infrastructure ain't together, everything ain't together, you
Mm-hmm.
just lost.
Right.
And your word and credibility, just everything. So once you fuck up on that one time, that one person gonna go back to the interview and be like, man, Brittany, she ain't on her shit, or Daryl or Cody, he ain't on his shit. So
Mm-hmm.
don't put money behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I will focus on getting your infrastructure down pat, becoming the best version of you. Cause it's like, we talk in this generation, we talk about marriage and all that shit and finding your thing. Like, you gotta love self first. You gotta build yourself first before you find a partner. It's the same way in business. It's like, you gotta build yourself up first before you find, you know what I'm saying, that money or that next level. Because if you ain't ready for it, you know what I'm saying, when God brings it to you, if you ain't ready for it, you shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 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 Do you
So,
think the people you're around you too, right? You said you the youngest of how many?
um, so we got how can I put this? I'm the second oldest out of my mom, but
Mm-hmm.
when I say it was like in my family, we had a whole strength of boys. I'm the youngest boy, so
Got
it's probably like all together on my dad and my mom's side, it's probably like 7 to 8 boys.
you. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like the youngest boy.
Okay. Oh, so it's my mom on here, Tony the Talker. She got a question for you. She said, "How did you build your infrastructure?"
I built my infrastructure based off once again, we talk about success leaves clues. So another one of my fraternity brother, he's big at marketing. First thing he told me, like, as when I was having him just conversations about how to build this brand, he was like, "Yo, find out three to five companies that you see yourself being like, and figure out their infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a reason why they're $1 million company. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
Right.
a reason why they build $1 million. So study their infrastructure, figure out what works, figure out what don't work, And if it works for your company, bring it to your company. You know what I mean? Like another story, infrastructure. It's a story about Warren Buffett when he bought Coca-Cola. They say when he bought Coca-Cola, he didn't change shit. He like, y'all get infrastructure, everything y'all doing has been working. Only thing I'm gonna do is increase sales by 1 penny. And by increasing those sales by 1 penny, I think he made $100 million a year just off that. It's like, don't reinvent the wheel. It's like, if that is working, figure out how it works for you and make money off of it.
Facts.
In this case, just progress. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So what drives you, Daryl? Like, what keeps you hungry for more, for success, to like thrive? Like, what pushes you?
Shit, legacy, man. It's all, to me, it's all about to be a legacy. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on family. I'm big on legacy. I'm big on, I know that everything I'm doing that I probably won't enjoy it. I want this to be something for my shorties. You know what I'm saying? I want my grandkids. I want my grandson to be able to walk like, say, well, you know, that McKee last name means something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what drives me. I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, leave something to my kids and grandkids and like, you know, that real that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that drives me every day.
You say you from Chicago. Where at in Chicago?
Southside.
What advice would you give to other people in your position that grew up on the south side of Chicago that feel like maybe that they can't be where you at right now?
First thing I would tell them to do is go see something else.
You said go do what?
Go see something else.
Okay, meaning what?
Take a trip.
Okay.
One of the trips that changed my life and know that everything is obtainable is I went to BET in 2016, not 2016. It was 2017. 2017, 2018. I think it was 2018. I went to the BT Awards like 2018, I want to say. It was one of them years, 2017, 2018. I went to the BT Awards and I actually went to kicked it at Tyree's house. And just being around everybody, seeing everything and saying like, yo, I'm this close to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I know, and don't get me wrong, I don't disrespect nobody. The industry is full of a bunch of weirdos. It's for the bunch of weirdos. Anybody know me, know I'm not weird. They know, and I'm thorough. You know what I'm saying? So I know I feel like if a lot of these people can make it, I know I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be exposed to it. So the number one thing is exposure. If all you see is the South Side killing and drugs and all this goofy ass shit, you gonna just see. That's all you gonna know. But by me taking them trips like to South by Southwest and shit on my coming up, just seeing different shit and being exposed to different shit, I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I can do this. And I know I can do this. I be looking at half the motherfuckers that be in position. Like, you only here because you know somebody. Me, if I got what you got, this shit'll be 10 times better.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Facts. We got a comment from Turtle Sway. He said, what's the difference from your business in college to now?
It actually, the difference between now is a platform. In college, it was a TV show.
Gotcha. And how was that transition? Why did you like transition to the platform?
Because I don't want to be the man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the man. I don't like being seen. I don't like take pictures. I don't like being the front. My job when I started this platform, I wanted to put other people in position. You know what I'm saying? Other creators in position, get them a face. You know what I'm saying?
And so you talked about also another business, right? That you're doing. What is that?
So I just got it off the ground. It's a agency. I'm starting a creative agency. Where we'll be working with various creators, management, consulting, and things of that nature. Not limited to. And it's just like everything I know, all my industry advice, everything this knowledge that I have up here, is going to be helping different creatives out. To help build their business, help build their brand, to help them execute. Because one thing that I have learned in this industry is dealing with like radio personalities and rappers and DJs and stuff like that, is that they have the skill and the talent, but they don't want to do that business shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They should know what goes on in their business. I always feel like people should know what goes on in their business, but a lot of times artists don't want to deal with this shit. They just want to be artists. You know what I'm saying? We all artists. You know what I'm saying? From a video director to a graphic designer to a radio personality to a DJ to a rapper, you're an artist. You know what I mean? And Kanye West, like one of my biggest, I call him a distant mentor because I pay attention to shit he do. He had an interview and he was saying like, yo, like artists don't need labels. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about like Travis Scott. He was like, what if Travis Scott is a business? Like he need an IPO. You know what I'm saying? And he need, you know, he should be able to sell shares in himself. He need financial managers. You know what I'm saying? Like he's his own business. That's what he need, a team. And I'm like, yo, a lot of these people need infrastructure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all. I got a rapper right now. I'm not gonna say his name on here, but I got a rapper right now that I'm really close to, and I feel like and just speaking on his case, because it's a lot of my other homies, I know that they have the right infrastructure, there go. But I got one right now in the bag, like got records. When I say he got records that's gone. And all he needs is the infrastructure. All he needs is the plan, the right blueprint. You know what I'm saying? He get that right blueprint and just execute it, he'll be gone.
How can people get in touch with you if they're watching this live right now and they want that infrastructure? They want to get involved with you to do this.
Just DM me for right now. Like I say, it's getting off the ground. So the clients that I do have right now it's just people that I've already know that I've already been working with. So I ain't really taking on too much new clients right now. It has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like anything I do got to make sense. So, but if anybody want to get in contact with me, like, so I'm not even gonna say I'm not taking on new clients. If it makes sense, we can go get money together. Let's do it. But yeah, just DM me and I'll shoot you my email and we can go from there.
Okay, and that's the @CodyMac DM.
Yeah, @CodyMac. Don't DM the What's the Word. Everybody that's watching this, I know y'all be thinking that What's the Word is me. That What's the Word is a platform full of creative collectives that does a lot of dope stuff that runs that page. It's not just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not just.
You tell people too, like what's the word? Like you cover tons of content and media, right? So can you tell people like what's the difference between like you and like a shade room?
Shit, the shade room, they be in other people's business. We don't really be in people's business like that. That ain't even really, that's not entertaining. You know what I mean? It's entertaining, but we don't really rock with that. We cover the culture, and we focus on conversation. You know what I mean? We want to spark those conversations within our culture, within our community that we might talk about amongst each other, but we need those open forums. You know, like in college when we used to have like them open forums and shit, and everybody used to talk and get their opinion and stuff like that. I come from that culture. I come from that era, so it's just like, yo, just putting that type of information in a digital space. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So we got some comments. One, Simply L. How would you suggest creatives develop that team blueprint and gain access to that environment?
For a creative, depending on where you at, as a creative, first thing I would tell you is the best advice I get to any creative: don't do it on your own. If you got an idea, if you got the creativity, a platform like What's the Word, or if you find another platform that would take you, I would say partnership with a platform, and you focus on curating and let them do the business.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, Nate. He said me and BG gonna drop a tape. We need the infrastructure. Oh my god.
Hey Nate, believe it or not, I fuck with Nate. I always fucked with Nate, and Nate is a clear example of a motherfucker that just you know what I'm saying, get to that shit and just keep it going. No matter what a motherfucker say about him, he just keep going. And every year is something different with this dude. You know what I'm saying? And so I fuck with him.
He's big on consistency. He's like every year I'm gonna get one thing, and then by the time I'm 35, I'm gonna be living luxurious.
You know what I'm saying? And I hope, in my creative mindset, Nate, I'm gonna throw you a bone. I need my publishing on this. I hope you've been documenting all this shit since you've been doing that on tour and shit. Because I've been watching you. I hope you've been documenting that shit. Because when you become a multi-millionaire type dude, this would be a dope your whole life and journey would be a dope documentary to put out.
Facts. It really would.
Yeah.
Real tough. And then in general, how can people stay connected with you? If people want to like reach out, can people DM you just about like if they want to talk about like your past experience or like how you've been in the industry, even like just stuff about you? Can people DM you?
Look, it depends though. Like time is money, man. You can DM me. Time is money. If I know you and I got a relationship with you, or I get on the phone with you, we could talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? But If I don't know you and you trying to pick my brain, consultations cost. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
That's true too. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? So, and and that's just how this goes. Time is money.
And then I got a couple more questions for you, Daryl, and that's it. So, like, what's your next goal? Like, what's your next move? What's your big goal that you have for yourself?
Um, my next goal, I really can't say out loud. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? It's one of them things that's we working on, like, you know what I mean. But just know when it come, it's gonna be big.
Okay. That's that's fair. And then I
Okay.
guess last thing I have for you is toward the end of all of our interviews, you have to shout someone out that's like being great in your personal circle, right? Somebody who's influencing you, somebody who's pushing you to be better, or someone who's just your support system in general. So I just want you to shout out other people that are being great right now.
Does it have to be one person?
No.
It don't have to be one person.
Nope. It can be as many people as you want.
You know what I'm saying? You know how they be on camera when they be like, I got shout out my OG and all that shit.
Yeah.
Alright. So let me get my hood nigga face on. I said the N word. I just told Dumb I wasn't saying that shit no more. Alright. So first off, I want to shout out the whole what's the word team. You know what I mean? Like from Cindy pushing me every day, Chanel is like the one of the heartbeat of the organization. From Ari, from Corley, like getting to him, Corley J, she's gonna be really dope. That's just like she's gonna be really dope for my boy Nav, Dwayne, like the whole team. Like if I'm missing somebody, like I'm sorry for my whole. I want to shout out to my homegirl Bree Specific, for always keeping it a beam with me. You never give you give you get very few people in your life that keep it a beam with you, and like I'm appreciative that I got people like Bree and like Cindy and like Chanel and all of them that'll tell me when my shit stink. You know what I'm saying? So you got to support those. I like those people. My ship Duro. Actually, man, this dude. When I say he got like the Chicago, Southside Chicago story, like bro got the Southside Chicago story, like that's how me and him actually click, because it's like, damn, I thought I'm coming from the land, like bro coming from, you know what I'm saying, from the shits, and like the way he's done with his accounting shit and what he about to do to get his CPA and all that type of shit, like how I just see him locking in, like blocking out bullshit, like bro motivate me all the time. I want to shout out my mom for him going through everything and just always staying strong. Damn, there's a lot of motherfuckers I want to shout out, man, that be doing on their shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't even really think of all of them. You know what I'm saying? Another person that keep me on my toes. He keep me on my toes as a creative in the city of Chicago. I want to shout out Hot Rod. Dude is a creative person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's real dope. Who else? Shit. Damn. I don't know. Can't really, it's a lot. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing people. All my little rapper homies, man. I be seeing them doing their little work. You know what I'm saying? My little bro MVP NASA, you know what I'm saying? Winnie Mo, my boy Oz, all my little all my little rapper homies. I see them working, putting in their work, getting their shit going. I like to see like people building that shit from the ground up. I'm trying to go through. I don't want to make them miss nobody, especially on this live. That's probably gonna be like, damn, folk, you ain't shout me out. You know, black people.
Just trying to share with people too that like it takes a team. You know, like you need really inspiring people around you to keep you lifted, keep you pushing mentally, emotionally, and financially. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you do, man. Like it's real. Like when I'm an introvert at the end of the day. That's why that's the main reason why I ain't like want to be on camera and all that type of shit. Cause I'm an introvert. Like this whole stay at home shit, this ain't nothing to me. Like I don't even like going outside. I don't like going to events or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I like being by myself. That's just me. So when I give people my time, when I'm around certain people and spending time with certain people, it's around people that I know I can learn from, get good energy from, and just do that's gonna help my spirit elevate. If that's financially, that's mentally, emotionally. It's like I'm only around certain type of people. So everybody that inspire me, they don't always inspire me like, you know what I'm saying, to be in the work field. It's a lot of people that I look for and I be like, man, spiritually, like I like being around you. I like what you bring and the energy you got, I fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of people, man. Like I can go down a list. Like it's a lot of people, man. Say my Miles for my job, like spiritually, like he a good dude.
I about to say one thing I didn't ask you too, Daryl. Did quarantine affect anything for What's the Word or your other business endeavors in general?
Nah, shit. It actually helped us out, shit. It actually helped us out because you think about we digital. You know what I'm saying? Our main thing is digital. So now during your quarantine, it's like, yo, everybody's on their phone, everybody's on YouTube. So all the content that we got that we push, you need some shit to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually helped us out. So nah.
Well, I appreciate you for sure for coming on this live, talking to people about your story, how you started, how you keep going, what you're going to do. So if people want to follow you, you can. What's the Word TV is just like he started, but if you want to follow him, it's that at Cody Mack. See what he's doing, especially when he releases this big goal, and then we can stay tuned with you.
Listen, I'm gonna say this one thing for all the creators that's on there. You know what I'm saying? That's on this live right now. If you're tired of people being all in the videos, dancing, come sign on What's the Word, man. We got y'all, man. Come sign to the platform. We gonna help push your shit. We know how to monetize, man. And we gonna let you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about me, none of us being all in your shine. But like we talked about earlier, like we a platform here to build Chicago creators, man. Because before I sign off, I know you supposed to let me leave. I gotta say this because I got to Chicago, if y'all notice, man, more and more of these celebrities and more of these rappers, they trying to start content and start their own platforms. So people like you and I that's trying to come up, like the I won't say the average Joe, but the rise in personalities, like it's having a hard time breaking to this content game if you paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that's doing that shit. So we got to come together. You know what I'm saying? You got what you doing is different from what this person doing. We all of the on one umbrella. You know what I'm saying? We gonna rise and we gonna take over. You know what I'm saying? And I'm right here. I'm number one. You know what I mean? So we number one. You know what I'm saying? So come to us. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get you right and we gonna help push this thing. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you, Daryl.
I appreciate you, Brittany, too. I like that hoodie too, man. But show the
Man,
people that
that
hoodie.
What's the Word hoodie, man.
Yeah.
This is dope. It stays white too, if you can see it. It's super clean.
Super clean. Shout out to my OG for pressing them joints too.
All right. Well, I'll hit you up later. I'm gonna save this live. I'm gonna put it on YouTube and IGTV so people can reference it after.
Oh, most definitely, man. When you do it, send it to me, man, so I can share it, man. And everybody, thank y'all for tuning in, man. All jokes aside, I love y'all and I appreciate you and thank you, Brittany.
I got you. See you.
All right.